In the heart of history, I am at a church in Virginia Beach, and it's the old donation church. I'm gonna come back a little bit so you can see it. They have a graveyard out here, but that's right here. I'm gonna actually go look at some of the plaques they have out here. Just give me a moment. Let me look and see. Let me go to this one. They have some reading. It says, to the memory of Richard Jeffrey Alford, 1860 to 1823, rector of Lynnhaven Parish, 1912-1923. And they have some plaques over here, so I'm gonna go through some of those. I'll do that before I walk through the cemetery. So let's see. I'm gonna go this way. Let's see what we have. It's beautiful right here. They have it very well maintained. Let's read this sign right here. It says, Old Donation Episcopal Church has been placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1972 by the United States Department of Interior. So a little bit, the campus ground right here. That's just some information. Let's see. There's nothing in that one. It's just so beautiful out here. I'm trying to look at some of the older graves here. Y'all can bear with me. I'm gonna sit down and pull up some information and kind of read through a few things in a bit. But they have a couple older graves out here. This one right here. Let me see what this one says. In memory of Grace White Sherwood, 1660 to 740, burial of sick with herbs, convicted as a witch. Ooh, she survived Virginia's only trial by ducking in the Lynnhaven River, July 10th, 1706. Name cleared by governor 300 years later. Whoa, very interesting. So Grace White Sherwood was born 1660, died 1740. Healer of sick with herbs, convicted as a witch. Whoa, that's very interesting. I did not know that. That's some amazing history right there. And she was cleared by governor 300 years later. So 300 years later, she has her justice, but by then, she's gone. I don't know if it's better or worse when you're convicted like that and then you're cleared. But here's a church right here. It's beautiful. It's the old chapel. I don't know if they do anything here today. I'm pretty sure they do. Maybe some services there. And the people just left from the parish. So, just a beautiful older church right here. But around it, they have a cemetery. So let's go see. And I'm in Virginia Beach. And I am going to look at the grounds. So that's the church. A closer look at it. And it has a plaque right here, if I can get a little closer. The City of Virginia Beach, landmark of our nation's beginning, historical register. So this definitely has a historical register with it. Those beautiful flowers right there. All right, so we have a lot to see. Let's go actually explore the graveyard. Hopefully a lot of these stones we will be able to read. I'm excited about that. Love definitely exploring. And I'm gonna just be as safe as possible. Okay, let's see what we have here, or who we have here rather. Let me see if it's on the back. Oh, a little bit. Let's see if I can read anything. Not really. A little dark. Okay, let's see. I want to get be able to read some of these graves. Let's see. Oh, let me turn it around. In memory of Captain Henry Killam, who died in 1799, I believe. All right, Henry. And then beside it is another grave. I'm going to see if I can turn around to read that one. Oh, let's see. Just pause it so you can see it. Beautiful. That was so long ago, 1700s. It's so beautiful and peaceful out here. All right, let's see what else we have. Alrighty. We have a grave right here coming up. We have a Edward Henry Herbert, July 14th, 1878, August 24th, 1943. So that's Edward. All right. We have A.T. Buck Herbert, March 11, 1913, August 25th, 1950. Then we also have let me see, Colonel maybe Edward Hack Mosley. And he died in 1814. And he was a sheriff, vestman, colonial soldier, Revolutionary War patriot, and more. Let's read this plaque over here, everybody. All right, let's see. Founders and veterans of Lynn Haven Parish Church, interred in this cemetery and surrounding area. And then we have a Captain Adam Thurgood, Colonel Thomas Welk, Colonel Edward Mosley, Colonel Anthony Walker, Colonel Edward Hack Mosley, Colonel Edward Hack Mosley, Lieutenant Colonel, Captain Jonathan Sanders, Colonel Adam Thurgood. It's like some of the same names, but let me see what the death dates. They had a lot of them died in war. All of them died in war, actually. So that's a little bit about the people buried here. Oh, it's like a little garden. Let's see what's over here. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to go in the safe way. Don't you love these little daffodil dandelions, that is. Let's see what else we have. Such a beautiful. I'm going to turn around and get that church again. That's the church on the side. This graveyard. Let's see if we can read any more of these stones. Here lie the remains. William Walk. So he's one of the guys that was mentioned on that plaque over there that I just read. He's one of those guys. And then we have a plaque actually on this one. Let's see if I can read that. Sacred to the memory of Reverend Anthony Walk, 1788, ordained Episcopal priest. 1789, Virginia elected to the first national presidential election. He had a lot of accolades. I kind of paused for a moment so you all can see those accolades he has. He definitely has a lot. And then, so that's him. And then we have this interesting mausoleum right here. I'm going to see if I can read. I really hate to step on it, and I'm not. But what I will do is hold the camera up so maybe you all can see it. I don't know which way it is, but hold on. And here's the correct way. He died the 8th day of November 1768 in the 76th year of his age. So here's the grave from 1768. And I hope you all can see it. I'm a little on the short end, so I don't want to step on the grave because I definitely don't want to do anything to harm the graves out here. Here's Lucille L. Garner, September 18th, 1920 through July 8th, 2004. Then we have William H. Garner, August 21st, 1917, December 14th, 1966. That's the Garner graves. Let me see. I'm actually gonna go over here to the rest of the stones in the cemetery, including this one right here, so I can see if I can tell who this is. Oops. Pretty big stone. Let's see if they have the name. Yes, we have a David M. Walk. So he's up here. And I'm going to be looking at his grave for a moment. So I'm going to keep it up there so you can kind of read over who he was. I found a little bit about the church, but my internet did not want to comply with me. But that's more on David right there. Okay, so I'm going to actually sit in at one of these benches, and talk a little bit about the church while I'm kind of having the video facing the graves. So, this again is Old Donation Episcopal Church, and it's in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And so the Lynn Haven Parish Church, currently known as Old Donation Episcopal Church, held its first service on May 17th, 1637, so long ago, in the home of Adam and Sarah Thurgood. The first church, hello everybody. Yes, I'm okay. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to look at my comments, but yes, I'm okay. I'm in Virginia Beach at Old Donation Episcopal Church. Thank you so much for checking on me. I appreciate that. So I'm going to continue to read more about the church here. So the first church building, completed in 1639, was near the Lynn Haven River and what is now the Church Point neighborhood. That structure's foundation became a victim of the waters of the river following the hurricane of 1667. Reports, possibly rumors, circulated in earlier times regarding sightings of tombstones on the bottom of the riverbed, but in the 21st century, Lynn Haven River hides any underlying relics from the current generation. So there are no current relics they have, according to this article. The second church was completed in 1692 near the site of the current building. The third church was completed in 1736 and continues to house the congregation. It is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. So that's this church right here. So this is the third church, and it was completed in 1736. So that's that church. Old Donation Episcopal Church continues to be an active, thriving Episcopalian congregation carrying the legacy of the many individuals who shaped its course into the 21st century. A 375th anniversary celebration was held on the weekend of June 23rd through 24th in 2012. So the church is located east of the Independence Boulevard at 449 North West Witch Duck, Virginia Beach. Its cemetery surrounds the sanctuary on 3 sides. In addition to current burials, there are also older graves and tombstones that have been moved from other locations. So it looks like it's many different graves here that some have been moved and some, of course, have not. But I just want to give you like an update on those, more about the church, just so you can see. And they have a column burial back here. I'm going to go to that real quick before I go the other way. So this is the column burial. All right, let's see. Read a couple of names here. So we have Dorothy Duncan Scott, Michael William Spain, Kevin D. Spain, Mary Iron Spain, a lot of Spains, William J. Thompson, Donald Oliver Gibney, Mary Ann Gibney, Karen Lee Atiria, and so many different ones. Alice Crenshaw Luring. So those are the names on the columbarium. Let's see what else we have. I love the story about the witch one. I never knew that that happened. If you want to go back and look, I'll make this video public so you can go back and look at the stone that I found. Talking about a witch that was persecuted. William grave. That's another grave right there. Let's see. J. Alvin Webster, 1911, 1933. Just away. So he's just away. Who else do we have? Kemp, Gwen, Virginia, World War II, May 29, 1911, June 28, 1962. That's his grave right there. We have a William. Let's see if I can look at these other ones. Hector, 1907, 1964. We also have a Russell D, 1908, 2006. What else we have? Just a lot of different graves. Let me go to this one right here. Hazelton, Frederick Gordon Burnham Hazelton, November 4th, 1896, November 5th, 1969. Grace Good Hazelton, March 21st, 1907, February 12th, 1986. Let's see. And this grave is kind of hidden a little bit. There's some greenery next to it. Glenn Dowling and Annis L. Dowling. Ooh, let's see. Norman Peffley, July 29th, 1890 through November 27th, 1953. And look at this grave with the little angels on it. So nice. It's Hodges, Maurice, and Helen. Ooh, Helen F. Bugs just flying. And I think those are most of the graves. Let me see. I'm trying to walk in a safe place because I don't. And the grass is a little higher. Let's see what else we have. And here's another plaque right here. The Brick Church, 1692. The first church of the site was completed in June 1692. It became the second church building of the colonial era in Lynnhaven Parish. The construction specifications were for a good and substantial brick church. 5 foot in length and 22 foot in breadth. Clear between the walls to be 13 foot in height. Ebenezer Taylor deeded to the vestry and 2 acres of land wherein the new brick church of Lynnhaven now stands for 1,000 pounds of tobacco. So 1,000 pounds of tobacco. Ooh, excuse me. And the small church was soon outgrown. March 2nd, 1736, a motion of the vestry was made giving the brick church as convenient place to make a public school for instructional and children and learning. So that's about the church. And that church, that's the back of it. That's where here they have a newer building right here. Let me see this grave right here. Let's see. It's a baby's grave. Bless you. And then the smoke graves right here, lovely flowers on them. Robert Campbell, Berlin W. Campbell. And that one, and I see a lot of bees. I'm gonna get to move. I'm gonna read these last few graves and then I'm gonna head out, everybody. So father is Martin Duhensky, born 1855 in Vienna, Austria, died 1942. And then the mother, Frances Duhensky, born 1867 in Vienna, Austria, died 1937. Then we have Moschopoulos, James, October 28th, 1880, September 1st, 1953. And then we have Monica, May 18th, 1895, March 8th, 1997. Then we have a daughter right there, and that's Frances Moschopoulos, beloved aunt, born June 5th, 1919, died March 26, 2008. And again, that's the church building, a beautiful church. I love older churches. I have bees and everything just coming at me, so forgive me, but I love older churches. So much history behind them, little graveyards here and there. Before I close out, I'm gonna go back to the one that was convicted of being a witch's grave and read her plaque again. So I'm gonna walk over here, and while I walk, you can see the beautiful grounds. They have a bell right there. That's the beginning of the church. And let's walk right quick over here. So beautiful outside today. I hope you all are having an awesome day, great day, beautiful day. Just so much, so beautiful out here. But I'm walking to the grave right here. Bear with me. Let's go see. All right. Getting closer. All right. In memory of Grace White Sherwood, 1660 to 1740, healer of sick with herbs, convicted as a witch. She survived Virginia's only trial by ducking in the Lynnhaven River, July 10th, 1706, name cleared by governor 300 years later. And that's a bit of history if you didn't know. Grace White Sherwood. They thought she was a witch, but she was not. But she was not cleared until 300 years later by the governor. Well, thank you all for watching and spending some time with me as I go and visit some graves and just ingest some history. Here's a view of the beautiful church again. And I hope that you all have an amazing day, a great day, a blissful day. And thank you so much again. All right.